Hi race fans, welcome back to Rauscher Racing Weekly, where we've just gotten back from points race number 11 from Red Bluff Outlaws, where Brent and Evan both raced. Well, Evan tried to race. We had more gremlins yet again come up and bite him. As you'll see probably in the background, he's working on those right now as we're getting ready for his next race, which will be the West Coast Nationals. But for points race number 11, Kim and I stayed home. We watched on Fast 4 Media again. And Uncle Derek played chauffeur and crew chief, car chief, setup guy, you name it, for Evan. Mechanic.
Yeah.
So
it sucked seeing him go out and have a problem with his heat race. And then we started hunting down, looking for the gremlin, and we found it once we moved his belts out of the way. Right. It was a broken wire going to the coil.
Right. So, a wire that wasn't broke previously that I had just soldered on the CDI box. This was a completely different wire going to the ignition coil that actually stores the energy and puts it to the spark plug. So
we had some heat shrink and got it back together and pushed him off. It fired right up. It sounded good. And
right.
He went out. He had to run a B, unfortunately, because he didn't get to turn any laps in his heat race. And it was a wreck fest. And they took the top 6. Evan was 5th, I believe.
Yeah.
And they took him to the A main, and we got him ready, and we ended up changing our right rear and staging, trying to get ready, trying to adjust to the track conditions. And he went out, and I think he got three warm-up laps, and the fuel pump said it was done.
Right.
So
and we'd almost seen, what, 2 weeks ago, that his fuel pump wasn't holding pressure up in the carburetor. I'll probably take most of the blame for that one because we probably should have checked it out at least.
Yeah.
But with everything else going on and, trying to figure everything else out, it's hard. There's so many little things to these open engines that they rattle themselves apart.
They do.
Like I said, last week, Evan was also losing a clutch. So he put a new clutch in it. And as I'm down there putting bolts on the side cover, I'm like, I'm here. I'm going to check the other bolts. Every bolt on his case was ready to fall out.
Wow.
They were that loose because they rattle so much. So it's I'm still learning. We're 3 years deep into this open class thing, and I'm still learning.
It's a learning experience. Doesn't matter whether it's the 500 or the 250. I'm learning all the time with Brent's car.
Right.
And then Brent, with his qualifying, we had another tough qualifying session. It's just, the track was so hooked up and hammered down that it's hard to run with the money motors.
Right. Yeah. At Red Bluff, if you don't have a ton of money in your engine, I mean, there's guys running Bundy built 4-strokes that they're paying $10,000-$15,000 for. I mean, you're racing against money. You're in California. Their money seems to be very abundant there, I guess. I don't know.
But for the heat race, they took top 4. Brent was able to transfer right out. And he went to his A main, and holy cow, the wreck fest continued.
Yeah, I don't know if it was supposed to be a full moon or what, but and I don't know. Maybe part of it is, like I said in the last episode, the weather is different down there this year.
Yeah.
It's dry. The track is going from hero dirt to desert floor.
Yeah, in a hurry.
In the course of a race. It's watching it from TV. It's crazy watching the track change.
So we ended up. Brent rolled out, I think, 11th, and he rode one kid down the back stretch and kind of turned him into 3 and 4 and turned himself and caused a big pile up. And I was thinking, oh boy, here we go. We're sitting duck in the middle of the wreck fest. Here we go.
Yeah.
I was ready to jump down to get the pit cart and the spare parts, and he pushed off and ended up getting sandwiched, knocked all the Zeus fasteners out of one side of the hood. And I think he brought home a 8th or 9th place finish. So he finished. He drove the car all the way to the end, and I was happy.
Right. Yeah, he was able to put it back in the trailer.
Yep.
Not tore up. Evan, like I said, he didn't run very much, but we're not too tore up. We got a few things to adjust and make right for nationals. So yeah, but
you guys are going on vacation this week. And
Brent's
heading to the final points race at Red Bluff. So
we're heading to Phoenix here in a couple of days, and we'll be gone for about a week. Then when we come back, we'll have a day or two to get carts ready, the last little minute things, and then load up and head over the hill with you guys, or meet up with you guys over in Red Bluff. So
run the biggest show of the year.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun.
We'll have some exciting news about Blake as well.
Yes, you guys will have some. We have some news coming up later in the show for Blake, and it's pretty exciting. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
So let's check it out.
All right.
Welcome back, guys. We have made it to the Paul Davis Pavilion for Points Race 11, and we came over last night, and fortunate enough for us because last night it snowed in a couple spots that we have to go through pretty heavily. And I pulled pill 89, so I'm going to go very late, which could be very good for me because the way the track is, they watered it super, like they put more water on it than usual, so hopefully the track's good when I go out.
Yeah, so how Brent said on the way home, on the way over here, it snowed a couple spots, so hopefully the trip on the way home isn't too bad. Because tomorrow we're going to go out to Fallon and watch Blake drive a car that he might be getting. So, we didn't think I was going to be able to come race this weekend. We didn't think we were going to be able to get a clutch or anything in time, but luckily enough, Big Valley Honda in Reno actually had a clutch that the clutch fibers that we could get. And we found out, we fixed the electrical problem, and we fired my car up I think it was last night, or the night before, Thursday night, we fired up at like 8 o'clock, so, our neighbors probably love us, but you do anything that you gotta do to get ready, and, so now we're here, can't wait to hit the track. I pulled pill 89, so I'm gonna go out probably pretty late in my session, but I'm fine with that. I'm normally more faster on a dry, slick track than a hammer down hero dirt type track, so, yeah.
Hey guys, getting ready to get in to go out and qualify. My goals are top 10, don't slide up, and put together some consistent laps and be fast.
Yeah, so right now Brent said he's about to get in. Right now we're Derek's setting some tire pressures right now, and the weather's kind of hot down here, to be honest. It's like, if the breeze is not up here, it's kind of hot, so I think the jetting will be pretty good that we have in it, so he goes out and lays down a pretty good lap.
Looks like the 21 car in Grasky will have to come out of the V8.
What's up, guys? Just got done with the heat race. As you guys seen, they took 4, I finished 4th. On the last lap, or the second to last lap, I slid up and it let the 100 get underneath me and get around me. So we did get the final transfer to the main event. We will roll off P11. It is pretty hot down here in Red Bluff, California. I got done my heat race and now I'm back in my street clothes right now because I got the time. So we roll off P11 for the feature and go see what we can do at the Paul Davis Pavilion for 25 laps, and most of all, have fun.
I'm gonna take up your whole shot here. Yep, you're up behind it.
Okay. Yes, I gotta get that one, this bolt started.
I'm trying to help hold the CDI box up.
It's all good. This gotta come up like that.
Got the bolt through it?
That one's in, yep.
Did we ever grab the stuff off the ground? Do you want new nuts so it won't come loose? New nylock nuts?
Yeah, you can. I also need one washer for it too.
Red flag out for the 88K. Kellen Range, who got up over a right rear and on
So it's been a rough night. You guys I haven't really talked about my races yet. So in qualifying, I went out, I don't remember what group it was. I think I was in like one of the last ones, I believe. Didn't qualify good, had the wrong tire pressure on, and so I was just spinning the tires the whole way. Qualified like 18th out of 20th, so that's like really bad. And then my heat race started at 8. They took top 4, and I was going, and then my electrical broke again. Another wire on it broke, so like it wouldn't really, it would run, but not the best, and then eventually it would die. So we came in, we looked at it, we found what wire it was, we fixed it, got it all fired up, tested it out, and then rolling off for the B, I started 6th, I think, and I thought initially they took the top 4, so I was doing everything I can to get to the top 4 pretty fast, because normally, as you can tell, normally the races end super early because you don't get all the laps in, because half the time kids don't know how to line up, don't know where they're supposed to be, and it's just a mess hole. So I tried to get my way up there, and eventually I think I got up to 3rd, but then a red came out, and then it was a complete restart because we didn't complete a lap in, and I was going, and I thought there was more than that 7 of us, and then one of the cars spun out, and then they called the race, and I was pretty mad because I thought they called the race because no one knew how to drive, and I thought they only took top 4. Came back to the pit, got undressed a little bit. Derek came back and said that they took top 6. I was the last transfer, so I'm pretty sure I'm starting dead last once again in the A. So can't go anywhere besides up, so I'll check in after.
And for my main event, as I already made the show, so my goals are top 10, be consistent for 25 laps, be aggressive from the start, because as you guys seen in a couple of races, almost all the races, that I fall back, and then with the last 10 laps, I have to drive all the way back up, so I'm not gaining anything. So when I'm not gaining anything, I'm actually just trying to get out of the negative. So if we can be aggressive from lap 1 to lap 25, we should have a pretty solid night. Alright, so I want to thoroughly talk about like my main, but I'm going to talk about my overall night first. Qualifying, I felt like I could have done better, but overall I felt like I didn't do my job inside the car for qualifying. But for the heat race, I was doing okay. I was doing alright, and then I was running third and the car fell off, and 1 and 2 kind of drove away from me, so I knew I had to play defense. And I hit a rut in turns 1 and 2, and I bobbled up the racetrack. It allowed the other car behind me to get underneath me and beat me. So I ended up 4th, got the final transfer to the main event out of my heat race. And then in the main event, it was like, I don't know how to describe it, but it wasn't right. Like we made some adjustments. The car was way more consistent. It was a lot easier to throw into the corner, but something in the car, it just like fell off, and I knew it wasn't the right rear because we went the way harder tire. So I knew it had to be something on the other side of the car that was letting off. So it was an okay main event. We finished, I think, 8th or 9th. We were in the top 10. So overall, we had I think a pretty solid main event. I know we could have done better throughout the whole night. I know I could have hit my marks better, but we'll roll into points race 12 and go see what we can do, but most of all, have fun.
Hey guys, so it's been a couple days since I've talked to you. Last time we talked, we were at the track, and I think I talked about my B main and how I got to transfer to the A. So when I went to the A, I was supposed to start on the last row on the inside, and they pushed me off, and we did a tire change, so I had to try to get the tires hot and get them warm so then I can go fast, right? So we were trying to warm up the car, and for some reason, every time I went full throttle, my car, that sounded like it had no spark or wasn't getting fuel. It seemed like I didn't really know, so I kind of was just going to see if I could clean it out, and hopefully that would fix it. I went to go do that, and you guys may see that my car died, so I pulled to the infield. That's called it a night after we went to the hot pit, and went back, and we looked at. I talked to Brian Hubert. He's the guy that runs the hot pit, and he said that my fuel lines were dry, so I went back and blew into the fuel tank and found out that my fuel pump went bad, and so we went and we got a new one of those, and now on Tuesday night tonight, we got all the parts, and we got my car home, and we put my fuel tank in since I had to run Blake's also since mine cracked, and I didn't want to rush, try to get it in at the track, so I just ran Blake's. So tonight we put my fuel tank in and the fuel pump on, and we got my new exhaust on, well, new to us. I think it's been ran a couple times, but we got that on. So my car should be all ready to go back to Red Bluff. The next time we will be there is for West Coast Nationals. I think practice day is Thursday the 18th. And then, if anything, the schedule will probably be posted on Brent Rauscher Motorsports Facebook page and Rauscher Racing, so you guys can go out there and check that out. But pretty sure the car is all done. We just have to get it scaled tomorrow night before we leave for Phoenix on Thursday morning. So, yeah.
Hi race fans, here we are at Rattlesnake Raceway out in Fallon, Nevada, where the boys first got their start in outlaw kart racing. We're kind of out here for a special deal today for Blake.
Blake has been given the opportunity to drive for Bob Conley. He will be in a spec sprint class this season for about 22 or 24 races.
Right, yeah, it's called the Battle-Born Wing Sprints, I believe is what the association's called. So Blake today is going to actually turn his first laps in one of his cars, not the car he'll be racing. His isn't done yet, but it should be pretty exciting. It'll be nerve-wracking again for us, but it'll be fun.
So yep, he's going to get to go on the big track this time. So he's only been on the big track, I think, one other time in a big car. So
yeah, Blake, 4 or 5 years ago, ran some hot laps after the races were over in Vince Evenson's A-Mod. and was pretty impressive in that. Within 5 laps, he was damn near up to the track speed where they'd been racing. So
yeah,
So
Steve Evenson actually slowed him down, took him off the track, and said, "Nope, he's too courageous."
Right, right. So Blake and his best friend Jake Diaz both have a ride with Connolly Racing. So this is gonna be fun and exciting, and I think both those boys are gonna put a smile on a lot of people's faces, and a lot of people are gonna be impressed. So stay tuned to check it out.
Hey, I'm Blake Rauscher, and we're out here in Fallon today, hot lapping our sprint cars. And this here, my best friend Jacob Diaz, he's about to go out here in a little bit for a practice session in the sprint car. We've never been out here before in one of these, so hopefully we have a good time.
I was holding her wrist restraint trying to get it up. I'm like, where's Michelle? And I'm like, yeah.
I'll take that now for you.
I like the whole I'm like, she walked away, it's like, it it is your problem now. It's
Can you give me a rundown,
hard, make sure it's not gonna...
a real quick of everything that works on in here again?
Alright, so you take this and you turn it this way, and that's gonna make you go around the corners.
Yeah, okay.
Blake, come on now.
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, so here's your main power switch. When you're turning, try not to hit that switch, it'll turn everything off. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
So here's your ignition. That's got, I don't even know why that's there, but anyway, so you gotta do main power on, ignition on, and that's your starter button. Okay?
Okay.
That right there, all the way down is in gear. All the way up, like it is right now, is in neutral. Okay?
Okay.
And then, so I'm gonna push you over to the staging lanes, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna leave it at neutral, just basically leave everything how it is right now. We'll get over there and we'll stop before you get on the track, okay?
Okay.
So when you stop, we're gonna rock it, you're gonna put it in gear, okay?
Yeah.
Turn this on, and then I'm gonna start pushing you, and you hit the starter button as soon as you start rolling.
This one right here, right? This
Yep.
one?
And
Okay.
then as soon as it fires off, it's on you, take off.
Okay.
All right?
When I take off, when I go to fire it up, I'm gonna have to get a lot of gas, or do I like not touch the gas?
Yeah, give it some gas.
Okay.
Whenever Matt's in there, I was complaining.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Welcome back, race fans. I just got done with my first session of hot laps in the sprint car, and it was way different. There was a lot of stuff different, like firing up and stuff. It was a little confusing at first, but then I got it down when Josh was telling me what to do. And I got out on the track, and he's like, give it some gas. So I pushed down on the gas pedal a little bit, and the car just took off, and then I couldn't get to slow down. I was wondering why. And then I heard him earlier talking about how, like, when the throttle sticks, you got the bar above it, so you clipped it up so it doesn't stick. So I did that, and I was like, okay. So it took me a minute to get it in. I did like a lap of like feeling the car, and then I just felt ready to go because my car experience, it felt a little similar in the car, but like going through the turn stuff, it was a little different. So I just started going. I was ready to go. It felt good. But yeah, it's a lot different. The car sounded a little different. I was driving little Justin's car because my car is not ready this week. So he let me hot lap his, and he went through a mud puddle, as you can see. It's a little muddy, and he got some water in the distributor, and it made the car pop. So I was getting on the gas, like pop, 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 pop. So it only went a couple laps where it would like go without like brrr. So it took me a minute to like figure stuff out. So I just went with what I could get, and I was going as hard as I could for however many laps. I didn't want to put too many on it in case someone else wanted to go out. So I went out there and just had fun. It was a heck of a time. I had a lot of fun out there, actually. It felt pretty similar to the kart, so I just put it in the corner. I felt like I was driving it a lot more. I wasn't really sideways. Towards the end, I felt like I could get the car a little bit more sideways, but I didn't want to get like super sideways getting in the corner because I wasn't too comfortable yet. So I just went out there and drove it. It came on the corner a couple times, like the tires would turn and to the right, and I had to catch it because like just pull it, and I had to bring it back. Other than that, I felt smooth what I had for the laps I did for my first time being in it. It felt really good. I don't know.
I drive the number 9 car this year for the sprint cars, and today was my first time in the sprint car, and me and Blake did pretty good. It was different what I drove. I've been racing hobby stocks and sport mods, and I drove a pro stock, and that's about it. And totally different, just completely different what I'm used to. So we're going to talk to the car owner and see if we could get to Susanville to get more practice around like the 27th. So yeah.
You have ran karts with Blake historically. How is this different?
Oh, it's a lot different than karts. A lot more horsepower, and the handling's a lot different. So yeah.
Do you have anything that you hope to do this year in a sprint car?
I just want to be consistent and hopefully just try and finish all the races. I don't want to try to win. It's my first year. Maybe next year I could do something. But if I win, that's just a bonus. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back to Mom's Corner. I'm Samantha Rauscher.
I'm Kim Rauscher.
And we are coming off of Points Race 11. You just kind of watched some of that footage. You also got to see Blake for the first time Sunday get into a sprint car. So we're going to talk a little bit about what that was like for us to see and what that progression, that step up is like. So I'll let you start.
Oh, well, I guess it was like watching him at Red Bluff. I was a little nervous when he got out there. So, and he was kind of putting around, doing his thing, and then it just took off, and then I knew he was going to be okay. So he's really excited. This is a huge step. As a team, as a driver, your goal is to have somebody else pay the bills. You want to drive for somebody else. That is a big goal for us. So this is a step in that direction. So Blake is really excited to join the Robert Conley team. So yeah, he'll be in the number 15 car.
And he's going to go, so we're used to kind of that long trek to Cycleland, as you guys kind of hear us talk about. And Blake's going to break it up a little bit the way it looks for now, and so that will be kind of exciting for him to see different dirt, different places, just a whole new style of
some of the tracks he's been to. So they're going to be at Susanville, Quincy in the Northern California area, Battle Mountain. We've raced Battle Mountain. He'll do Elko, Fallon, so Winnemucca, I think, as well. So he's done a few of those tracks. So but obviously on the kart track, not the big track.
So as an aunt, about a week ago, Blake said, I have this opportunity. I think I'm going to take it. And I thought to myself, I had like one open weekend this whole summer. But it is what it is. We'll travel, we'll go. We're going to truly and see what that's like, and at some points he'll be on a track in one spot, and Brent and Evan will go to Cycleland. It'll just be that it's that progression, it's that division, but as a team we will be on the phone and watching anything that streams and just kind of checking in, because I think this will be the first season that we've really been separately racing. which I don't know, it'll be an experience, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely will. You know, we're still working out those bugs. Like, is mom going with him? Is dad going with him? So I guess we'll see how that plays out. It is a progression, and this is a good thing. So Blake is going to have like 20 some odd races, 25 races, I believe. They're all 2-day events, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so there's going to be a lot of traveling and hotels, and I just wanted to go camping. So I don't think we're going to camp at the track this year. So yeah, I think it's exciting. You know, this is a big step, and it's a great thing for our team. So.
And I think ultimately, our boys are bigger, but they are only little for so long at the end of the day. And so, you know, if that means packing coolers and eating soggy sandwiches, then that's just what it is some days. And we just continue on.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
So up next, it'll be Points Race 12. This is the first and only Red Bluff race that Brent will be without his new car chief as he's headed out for the week. So it'll be Derek and Brent, and we'll see. We'll finish out the season. And then together, all three boys will hit West Coast Nationals. So we will talk a little bit more about that next week, what the layout looks like, what you guys can expect to see from that racing event.
That's going to be exciting. A lot of racing going on in the next couple weeks. So I know Evan's a little bummed he won't get to see Brent's final race. So
fast forward in the grandstands. We'll
yes,
make it work.
Yes,
we'll figure it out.
Yes, because that's how we will be.
So tune in every Wednesday at 10 a.m. to see us TV, Rauscher Racing's Facebook page, and Rauscher Motorsports on YouTube.